To defy the odds, you have to risk everything and take chances. At Old Nation Brewing Company, we did just that. From an unknown startup brewery to standing alongside national craft brands in just under a decade, we remain one of the last of the large, independently owned breweries in Michigan. Our beer is respectfully brewed using only the highest quality ingredients, and we don't cut corners. With the times changing for everyone, one thing that stays the same is Old Nation's respect for great beer and the people who love it. We're growing in cans produced and fans made. When you taste our beer, you'll know why.
248-539-9797 is the telephone number. We'll ask TJ what he feels about what we saw on the field last night at the Orange Bowl game in a second. But I do want to mention congratulations to some Lions who made the All-Pro teams. And, of course, while I'm trying to do this because the ad blocker keeps showing up, I have to go to a different source. But, yes, including Amon-Ra St. Brown, I know, Penei Sewell, Jack Fox, and Kirby Joseph. Am I missing anybody?
First team?
First team was Frank and Khalif, I think. Was he?
That I don't know.
I think Khalif was second team on punt returner, I want to say.
Okay.
Maybe I'm missing. I don't know. Yeah. Or maybe Khalif was, who did you mention? Amon-Ra, Penei, Kirby.
And Jack Fox.
And Jack Fox,
yeah.
They all made the first team.
Okay. Yeah, I think Frank for sure was second team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Khalif might have been up there as well.
Did you ever make All Pro?
No, I didn't. I
know you made Pro Bowl once.
Yeah,
or twice,
but I don't
right?
think I don't know if they do it. It's the same. It's like the Pro Football Writers of America do the All Pro, and then they do like an All AFC, All NFC. I was on the All NFC a couple times. That's only because the first and the second team All Pro guys were both from the AFC.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I did get the All NFC, which obviously isn't as big as All Pro, but
no.
I got some votes, but I never cracked the first two teams. No.
Is that a big deal? I mean, in the locker room?
Not as much as it used to be. The NFLPA now, I think they started doing it last year, and I'm curious to see how serious the players take it, because a lot of times you'll see like the top 100 players voted by the players. Mm-hmm. Guys used to take that list, crumple it up, throw it in the garbage. You know what I mean? But the NFLPA does a all players, all pro team. And that to me, and I know it doesn't have the recognition yet of the AP one, but that to me means more when your fellow players and competitors are voting on that. If they take it serious, obviously, right? I just don't know how serious they take that. But to get an honor like that from your teammates.
Are you allowed to vote for your own team? I assume you're not, right?
No, normally you don't.
No.
Yeah. But the guys, I mean,
right.
when like the top 100 list.
Right, I know.
I mean, guys used to put, Aaron Rodgers' name down 100 times. And you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
guys that take it serious. But I wonder how serious they take that. But, yeah, I mean, it doesn't – I don't want to say people don't take it, serious, but All-Pro is still a thing, right? It's still an incredible honor to get that. I just don't think maybe it as big as it used to be.
Ben Johnson has concluded a virtual interview with the New England Patriots. The Patriots announced today. The Jets, meanwhile, interviewed Mike Loxley.
Who?
The head coach at the University of Maryland. Well,
oh, okay.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
When Stoney told me that, I looked at him like, okay, what's the second part of this joke?
I think that's checking a box is what that's
It
called.
ain't even checking.
but they did Aaron Glenn and they
I
did
know
Flores.
that, but I think that there's, hey, we got to get another, let's
They
get a
interviewed
college
Pep
guy
Hamilton.
in here. Let's make it seem like we're super serious and hit every avenue, right? Like,
well, that's what they say. We don't want to leave any stone unturned.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah,
That's a
I
joke.
didn't mean the.
No. TJ, it really is. You interviewed Pep Hamilton. What is he, the OC of a UFL team?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not even trying
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Come on. Byron Leftwich, you've been out of football for a couple years, but you're black, so we're going to talk to you.
Well, and I think
David, who's the coach at Cass Tech? I think he's getting a vote. I think he's getting an interview. Ruffin, right? Isn't that his name? The football coach at Cass Tech?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's getting a call.
I think it's just the illusion to the fans to say we're doing everything we're not, leaving any stone unturned. We're checking everybody, right?
Yeah.
Which, good luck. I mean, it'll be interesting though. I know you talked about Ben and obviously Aaron getting some interviews. I don't think I'm still sold on both of them leaving. I think Aaron Glenn probably
New
put a higher
Orleans
percentage to.
I think he's New Orleans.
Or the Jets. I mean, he did play with the Jets for a while too.
Yeah.
Ben seems to be, and Aaron, I think, is I'm not saying Ben's not ready, but I think Aaron's past and his experience, not only as a longtime player, but when he got back into the NFL, it was the scouting department. So he got to know some of the ins and outs of how the front office works too, right? And then obviously going into coaching and starting in position coaching and working his way up to D. Like he, to me, looks like he's very well prepared to take on that next gig because I think he's got an understanding of how the whole organization functions. Not saying that Ben doesn't have that, but anytime you have a guy like that with scouting background and doing all sorts of things in an organization, you're just acquiring and building more skills.
Well, see, because I wonder too, because you saw Spielman interview for the GM spots, and you're like, man, I wonder if they're going to be a package deal for the Jets.
Yeah.
So, because when you see them just interviewing ridiculous people, like I'm quite sure.
Right. What
David? I just checked, and Kings coach Patrick, he got an interview with the Jets.
He got an interview with the Jets.
He got an interview with the
That
Jets
makes
as
sense.
well.
Well, so I imagine Spielman when he said, "Oh my God, they're interviewing Michael Oxley." You know what? That's enough.
Because now you wonder, are you taking this job seriously? And that in and of itself is a problem. Now, when you look at some of the other coaching staff members that are interviewing for other spots, is this kind of because I've often said it feels like a last dance. Like, I don't think you're going to have all of these coaches here all at once. You saw the O-line coach, Seattle.
Right,
the defensive backs coach was interviewed with for the 49ers for their DC spot. Mm-hmm. The Lions are good, so everybody wants a piece of the Lions.
Yeah.
How many do you think are back next year? Or is this this is it? And we start over?
Well, it depends. I mean,
they're going to hire you in for the O-line coach.
I think Ben is going to be extremely picky, just like he was last year. And you look at some of the openings, and you're like, okay, Patriots, in my opinion, might be the most fascinating job because you do have an owner that is going to give you every resource possible, and there are different expectations out there. You look at the Jets, and you're like, everything that's coming out about them, and they're 18-year-old kid running the team seems dysfunctional. Yeah. We know the Bears seem dysfunctional in their ownership, GM. We know. I mean, Balky down in Jacksonville, Khan's on a call with him and like talking about how
you fire my GM.
I'll fire him if a new coach wants him fired. It's going to be up to him. So that kind of seems a little dysfunctional as well. I think Ben thinks about that more than he thinks about what kind of players are there, and you have to when you're going to be the head coach. But it depends. Let's say Aaron Glenn leaves to go be a head coach. I think it's natural that he's going to want to pick somebody from this staff that he's familiar with to go tap either as an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, right? You look at a guy like Calvin Shepard, who has been instrumental in that defense and what he's been doing with the linebacker group and taking on, the run game coordinator. Guy like that could be, hey, we're going to be a DC. Now, if you're the Lions, maybe and you love that guy, that's exactly. Oh, you want to go be how about you be the DC here, right? With these pieces that you already know. So that's going to be an interesting game. I know, obviously, we've had a lot of time to talk and think about it this week with no game coming up, but I think that's the fear is if any of these guys do get hired, nobody's going to leave for a lateral move. Hey, you're the D-backs coach. Do you want to come be the D-backs coach here?
Right. He's going for the D coordinator job.
Right. So, it's going to have to depend on which guys get hired as a head coach, right? So if that's Aaron Glenn, yes, I'd be shocked if he doesn't take a couple coaches with him.
So if Ben leaves, gut feeling on who the new OC would be? Would it be Engstrom? I believe is his name, the passing game coordinator.
I have no gut feel on it at all.
Or Hank Fraley.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I haven't
on the sidelines.
I haven't even really thought about replacements for the offensive side yet. The defensive side, obviously, if you choose to not, promote within, obviously Sal is a big name out there.
Right.
Anarumo is a big name out there, as well as a couple other guys that have proven. But offensive side, I really haven't thought about it. I mean, clearly, I think they have a few coaches on that staff that they think highly of. Randall L is one of them. I don't know if Mark Brunell would love that responsibility of being the play caller.
See, I thought that if he went down to Jacksonville, like that's your perfect OC. He can go back home to where he was the quarterback. Yeah. If you're Ben Johnson, I'm saying.
Yeah. Those are all the dominoes that fall.
Right. The reason the Patriots' job is so good is they have a quarterback, a good young quarterback. Yeah. And they have, from what I understand, either the second or third most amount of cap money. They have 4 or 5 draft picks in the first 105, too.
Yeah, and they seem like a well-run organization.
Yeah.
They always have.
Now, how about the antithesis of that? How attractive is the Raiders' job? Because they're going to hit the reset button, but you got new organization. You got Tom Brady, who looks like he's very going to be actively involved with this team. the Raiders are known as being just a screw up. Is that an attractive job, or do you just avoid the Raiders kind of like you avoid the Jets?
I could see it being attractive. I mean, what are they picking? Do they have the 1 pick?
No,
they're top 5. I think.
No, I don't even think they're in the top 5. I think they're in the top 10.
Okay, so they're not even. They don't even really have a path.
They are number 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be the one thing. You don't even have a path to go get a quarterback, right? Especially with this year's quarterback class.
Yeah,
Sanders and Moore kind of being the top
You would have
guys,
to trade up to get into that 1 or 2 spot.
Okay, but do you want to risk that? Hey, I'm taking the job with the feeling that we're going to trade up to get somebody, and then never mind, we couldn't.
They're the Raiders.
Exactly. I mean, I guess the other jobs I look at because of the quarterback position, right? Excluding the Jets, but Patriots, young quarterback, Jaguars. Maybe you think you can go in there and get the best out of Trevor Lawrence.
And your old coach, if they don't, supposedly they're talking about an extension now with McCarthy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on down there. They don't want to extend him, but they don't let him interview with any other team.
I know.
I don't know what's going on down there, but that could be. There's always seems to be a surprise team, middle end of the playoffs where it's like, whoa, like nobody saw.
I mean, who knows?
Right?
If the Packers beat Philly this weekend, they could trade. They could fire Philly. They could fire Sirianni.
There's going to be probably one more surprise job that opens up.
All right, 248-539-9797. Like I promised, I'm going to get TJ's take on what we saw college football last night and what we're going to see today.
And to keep this going, TJ, I have a critical question.
Oh, okay. I'm excited.
I'll give that to you.
Yeah,
next.
I didn't want the week off of that one.
97 won the ticket.